Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jacob with Unleashing Intuition Secrets with Ole Dammegård. He's been a hiatus, so he's been relaxing. He's been enjoying life, and now he's decided to come back out and share his wisdom with everyone. Thank you, Ole.
Thank you, Michael. I wouldn't call it relaxing, but I just rearranged my life a little bit. So now it's been full on. It's just, yeah, a different mix. But thank you so much for inviting me back. I've been missing you.
Yeah, we've all missed you too. Yeah, we love your work, and you shared so much amazing things with us. So we're glad to have you back in. So you shared some music with me, and I think it'd be kind of fun to share that with everybody if you're open for it.
For sure, for sure. No, I felt this song. I made it in quite a few years ago. I was asked to do a song for a peace festival in Berlin, and it's called Unite the Nation. So I composed it and I played. I was one of the singers, and it went down really well. And I just felt United Nation, they can just, if you ask me, that's a terror organization, but unite the nation is what we need to do, I think. So I just sent it to you because I really like this song. And I want to say also that the baby voice you hear in the beginning, that's my daughter. That
Aw, very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah,
So thank you for wanting to play it.
yeah, it sounds great. So we'll kick it off and hopefully it comes through.
That was my beautiful blue guitar. That
Wow, that
is
was
still.
beautiful.
Thank you so much. I hope the sound was better in your end. It was. They were very hard to hear here, but anyway, and that was my friend in Spain, Dave Dolby, with this bluesy voice. He's an amazing singer. So, yeah.
Yeah, very very nice. Yeah, we played it earlier, and Tracy had a nice speaker. It was like all over the house. It was beautiful.
I've always hoped that would be that could be some kind of a song that could help unite in all this. Everybody is so divided at the moment, and sometimes
Yeah,
music can bring it together. So who knows? Please feel free to share it anywhere you want, or use it anyhow you want.
that's fantastic. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, we're in a place like you said where a lot of people are divided. It's very unfortunate. I'm kind of a at this point in my life, I'm a loving guy. You know, I want everybody to experience love and have that. And you know, you have a different set of opinions or ideas. That's fine with me. But some people like to, I guess, you know, force them on other people. It seems to be the way things are right now.
I don't know. I live in my little soap bubble, and that's quite a beautiful place to be.
Oh, yeah,
I'm I'm a simple-minded person, and so I don't let a lot of get into my head. But otherwise than that, I mean, nowadays, one of the reasons that I decided to take a step back is because I don't know what to trust anymore. I don't know when you see video footage, when you listen to audio, when you see interviews with people, I have no idea. Is it that person? Is it not that person? Has this happened? Did they burn that down? Is that still there? So it's like I don't want to be part of spreading anything that is based on fear. And so this is I I've taken a step back. I only do like an interview per week. I did 3 to 5 before, and just like focus on yeah, what do I want to be part of creating instead? And this is where we are creating this. I think I mentioned to you before, Selalu, a sanctuary for light-minded friends, like a neighborhood for light-minded friends, not like-minded, but light-minded friends, small egos, massive big hearts, and where we're in the process of creating. It's on a mountainside here in Bali. It's between 8 to 12 hectares. This area that we are now trying to sort of lock together. We already built more than a kilometer road down on these very steep hillsides, but the idea is to create a place where for like-minded people, it's not a gated community. It's not a community at all. There's not going to be meetings or decisions, things like that, not at all. But instead of me having to travel like 80,000 miles to have a coffee with Tracy and Mike, uh, I can just walk down bare feet to one of my neighbors, which would be you. Do you see what I'm saying? Is that, and so we have what we call the alignment process, because we need to be on the same page. It only takes one drama queen, male or female, to mess a thing like this up. So we want to be very careful with who we let into this area, because we want this to be a place that will just explode of creativity, of beauty, of harmony, and to become a place that take the world back to the way it was supposed to be. And
mm,
I see here that you lined up the video as well. That I would be very happy if you would play it. It's
you muted. Yeah, it's a
on that.
beautiful,
Yeah.
it's
So
quite beautiful.
it, it's actually edited by my daughter, who is the same daughter that said, "Help me unite the nation." She's grown a bit since then. So please play it.
It's like a ghost town here. Just sitting, waiting by the gate, saying goodbye to Spain for I don't know how long. While the world locked down, they opened up a whole new way of living. Kim and Ole, a Scandinavian couple who left Sweden behind in year 2000 for Spain. They raised their family under the sun, and when the world flipped during the so-called pandemic, they followed their hearts and intuition, left everything behind, and headed for faraway Bali, Indonesia. Not just to escape, but to create something new. Kim is an artist, author, a crypto lover, and founder of AwakenUnite.com. She is also the CFO of LightOnConspiracies.com. She blends ancient wisdoms with modern fire, choosing Ayurvedic healing over big pharma, nature and animals over cities, and raw honesty over playing nice. Ole is a world-renowned truth seeker, an international speaker, the author of many books, and founder of LightOnConspiracies.com. For over 40 years, he's investigated what most people avoid: top political assassinations, false flags, and dark hidden agendas. And through it all, he's stayed calm, kind, and deeply human. Together, they're building Selamu, a sanctuary for light-minded friends, united by shared values, a space where life feels rooted in nature, creativity, and conscious living. Not a commune, not a resort, not a gated community. Something else. A place where friends gather not to escape the world, but to create a new one for people who value sovereignty, simplicity, and truth. A prototype of living where soul meets soil and dreams meet reality. It's more than a project, it's a way forward, and it's already becoming real. With your support, it can grow, deepen, and thrive. Curious? Good. That's where all the best stories begin. Join the journey, support Selene. Make a donation today and help build the future that matters. And if you feel truly aligned to live this way, the door is open. And because Selalu is not complete unless it gives back, part of its growth will always support the land, the surrounding communities, and the incredible people of Bali. Giving back is woven into everything Selalu stands for. The world doesn't need more madness. It needs more Selalu.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Thank you, Michael. I always get teary-eyed. it's uh, it's 25 years that we've been dreaming about. Oh, come on.
That's good.
It's 25 years that we've been dreaming of creating something like this. Do you know, I've never owned a house. I never owned a plot of land. I never, a car has been maximum of what I've had. And I've never had a desire. But here, this is something I really, really want to be part of creating. And and the way that we found this place, we've been looking in so many different countries, and it's just been what we call red light, and then
Mhm.
suddenly here was green light. We tried before lockdown or just after lockdown, and it just like red light, red light, red light, and now suddenly after all of these years, it's just falling into place in an incredible way. Like it's something else is backing this idea. I feel that we're being supported now because also we're in a very different country, in a very different part of the world, very different from Western way of thinking, logic, contracts that are like set in stone. Here it's just floating like this, which is frustrating and very interesting at the same time. You really need to be part of the flow and have faith and also bring in the Western type of structure and all of these things. So it's like we thanks to our dear friend Tori, who's been here for 40 years, who's an incredible entrepreneur. She's got like one of the biggest silver factories here in Bali. She's created, she's built nightclubs and restaurants and shops, villas, whatever. So with her 40 years of experience, she has this incredible team around her, and she's going to be our neighbor in Selalu, one of our neighbors. So she's right by our side all the time with her expertise and experience, because it is very different. And so we are super grateful to do this together with her. We would never do it without her, and she says she would never do it without us. So it's like a beautiful marriage in heaven, and it's just moving forward very fast now. So we are, if anyone out there is interested, seriously interested, I mean, just having money, that is not an entry ticket. It has to be a big heart, small ego, and the finances to be able to do it, because this is, of course, there is a cost to it. We're now in the process of creating roads into the area. It's mountainous. The reason we chosen mountainous is because here in Bali, so many people from around the world wants to come here, but so many of these beautiful views with rice fields and so on, like 4 or 5 years down the line, suddenly there are hotels there, suddenly they're like this and that and spas and I don't know what, so up in the mountains, there's nobody that can build in front of us. There's no one that can build in behind us, and so even though it's more difficult to begin with, that is the thing that will save this from, save it the way it is. And we want to create it completely in harmony with nature and the local population. We're very welcomed up there. I've asked, people on the inside, because we don't want to force ourselves on anyone. But they're very grateful, because we're going to bring into this area, we're going to bring in electricity, water, and so on. That would be then able to be shared for everyone, the locals included. So, but it's amazing. I tell you, Michael, when Kim and I got up there, oh my God, there's just something in the energy. We had a healer that came up there, and he said it's like time stops, and I agree. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I land in myself up there. It's just like there's this, and then imagine we have sort of like the entrance ticket into this neighborhood of friends is that we want people to light up when they see us, and that we light up when we see them. So it's not like, oh my God, is this Dammegård coming down the, that is not the feeling. It's like, I've seen so many of these community come and go, because they come and then everything is beautiful, everybody means so well, and then alpha males individuals takes over, and too many meetings, and the joy is killed, and and also, if it's something that really makes a difference in the world, which I really hope that Selalu is going to be, I want it to share ripples of beauty in the world, in creativity and in inventions, in all kinds of different areas, because the people that are going to come there will be like, wow, people. I'm not saying ordinary people is not wow. I'm saying among the so-called ordinary are wow people. And this is only for, like, I think in the end, maybe it's going to be like 30 villas, in villas that blends in with nature, so that it won't be crowded, but everybody will own their own. Everybody will be responsible for their own. So it's nothing. I think you get the idea. But then there's also the possibility, because we're doing this together with a Balinese friend who's actually the landowner who's gathering all of this land for us. Amazing guy. And he has this incredible, I don't know how he does it, but he gets more land in areas where needed. So should this ever grow, so that people maybe not stay in Selalu, but like 2 kilometers down the road, or 5 kilometers, or whatever, up in these beautiful mountain roads. It's way out there, but it's still, the roads are beautiful and so on in the background. Then we have the mountain, of course, where we have to make completely new ones. And but it's like Harrison Ford, I tell you, like when we got there first time, it was like with machete and chopping our way to even where Booty was chopping out like footsteps in the hillside, so we had something to step on. And then the vision we have, which is moving forward pretty fast, is very, very beautiful, and where we will have there would be like a shala. We call it shalas here. I don't know what you call it, but like a place where we can gather like 150 people for like if you wanted to come and do a presentation or workshop or whatever.
Mhm.
The dream also to have a music studio there to get high level bands to come and be in that creative space. Also an art barn, and we will also have food gardens. It's like the nature here is you take a stick and you just stick it down in the ground, it starts growing. It is unbelievably fertile. So we up there, we have cocoa, we have vanilla, we have coffee, lots of coffee plant trees. We have yeah, lots of many different things. So this is the idea. And now people are talking about, I feel more and more people that are seeing that Europe is going like downhill. Many people feel the same about the West in the US and so on. And they're seeing like they want a bug out plan, or they want to move full-time or part-time or whatever, that this is an opportunity. So just want to mention it. If this is something that you feel aligned with, that you seriously, we please don't time waste us. It's not for us. But somebody who's seriously mean to do something like this, then please contact us. info@lightonconspiracies.com, plural, info@lightonconspiracies.com. And I also want to mention that since I'm at the point where there's certain countries, especially NATO countries, where I can't go any longer, I've been informed that if I go back to Sweden, I can face up to 18 years in prison for doing what? The same thing I was given a peace award for, and adopted by the Apache Nation, the exact same thing. But here I'm now facing 18. It's actually between 18 and 22 years in prison because I've been speaking out against NATO and these type of operations. So what I'm in the process, or Kim and I are in the process, together with one of the founders of the two biggest rock festivals in Sweden. He approached me and said, why can't we do retreats in Bali then? If you can't come to us, we come to you. So I'm right now in the process also of starting the two first retreats in April. One in Swedish, where it will be for Scandinavians, and then I think it's from the 18th to the 26th of April, it will be for English speaking. So anyone out there who would like to come, I would be so grateful and honored. And it's going to be 7 days, quite intense, but at the same time filled with beauty and relaxation, massage, whatever you want, in an incredible place. Beautiful, up in Cinnamon. But what I'm gonna do is like educate people to become what we call a Dammegårdian of truth, because people have been making jokes about my name in many years and so on. So somebody said, Dammegård, you have to become a Dammegård. And I thought, yeah, why not a Dammegårdian? So what I'm going to teach people is how to see through the illusion, how to decode and see through media manipulation, all of these things, so that in the end, maybe they can even become, as the verb to Dammegård is, to find the hidden clues and stop these upcoming madness operations. So that is some of the things that Kim and I are really working on at the moment.
Wow, that's incredible. So that's an event in Bali.
Yeah. And I can send you some information. We're right in the Swedish has already gone out. a week ago. Now we're preparing for the English one, which I will be finished, I hope, this week. As
Okay.
soon as it's ready, I want to send to you, because then there's also an affiliate program, if you're interested, that will benefit you and anyone that signs up through you. Because it would be absolutely, or it will be absolutely amazing, maybe to get you and Tracy to come as well. Who knows?
When is it?
It's on the 18th to 26th of April.
Oh yeah, okay. It's long enough out. I'll probably schedule it. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, it's like almost six months ahead. And no, it's interesting, because like people are, just like you say, it's like this separation. Either people are shutting down or people
Yeah.
are stepping up. And I am approaching the stepping up people, the ones that said, okay, let's deal with this in whatever way. And so, yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, that'd be great. And that way we could check out Sellaloo too.
Yes, Sellaloo actually means always. Yeah,
Nice.
exactly. Like, check it out for sure, because by April there will be a lot more that has happened since then. But
Okay.
it's really interesting, Michael, because here it is like, when you see on History Channel or documentaries, like when they're in the middle of the jungle somewhere, and they're building roads together with the locals. It's on that level where everything is done by hand, and shovels and buckets, but still, and with a spirit, very high spirit. It's like Budi, our friend that are helping us with all of this. It's always, whatever happens, he's like, enjoy the process, standing in the pouring rain in the middle of like mayhem, enjoy the process. It's really inspirational to be among people like that.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. So yeah, I'm very. We've talked about this and talked about doing events and stuff like that. So that's something I think we'd be very interested in. So we'll put the
Excellent.
link in the description box. It's also in the chat for you guys to look at it a little bit more detail. So when when you do get the English version of the event, then we'll post it and maybe do another show and talk about it some more. So that sounds great.
Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, for sure.
Wow. So yeah, the dream is getting closer. You've manifested it almost. Right.
This is the thing, it's like, it's one thing to just look at so-called dark stuff and look at problems, but the dreams are very important as well. The dreamers are the saviors of the world, as the native Indians say. And so to keep the dream and keep the vision, as well as sort of dealing with the mud, shovel the mud at the same time, I feel, because it's very easy to just go under and be that you bury yourself in all the negative stuff. So this is how we try to do it. And for us to be on this blessed place on earth, it's just we feel, my God, it's time to do this.
Yeah, I agree. And you have to do that, because our creativity and manifesting I think is coming into that realm where we've always dreamed that it would be like that, and I feel it's right on the verge. But letting go of the other things, they can no longer exist, because we're moving into a love frequency and higher vibrational truths, and they can't be there. They just won't vibrate there, and they're either there's going to be a split, and there's going to be another world where all those people that want all the surveillance and the food that's compromised and vaccinations every day and whatever, people want that, and I think a lot of people are going that direction, unfortunately. But regardless of how much we try to enlighten them, it's just not happening for some people. So I think it's going to be monumental, what you're doing.
I hope so. And when I see the world, I see it's almost like how life is created. You got this one cell, and then at one point, for some reason, whatever, it suddenly starts going like that and divides, and bloop, there's suddenly two. And it feels like this is exactly what humanity is doing. Sort of
Mm.
like this whole thing with COVID was, and the masks and all of that was sort of like a major part in doing this. And now it's almost like we're there where we're separating out, which I think is better for everybody. Like people who want to be in fear mode, they really detest people like us,
Yeah.
that they and just think we're mad or whatever. We have problems getting along also with a different view of seeing things. So it's like two trains, and we go each other's
It's
directions.
better that way because, we went through the COVID stuff and, they tried to kill us. So it's like we
Yeah, it's
survived and you're in a fabulous location. I feel like you know, I've escaped a lot of that stuff too, to a certain extent, but I'm looking for something. We've been looking like you, the two of us, Tracy and I, for something like what you've discovered. So yeah, it could be that answer.
could be. I mean, it's. I want to say Bali is not this postcard that many people have this vision of Bali. It is, in certain areas, for sure. It is a stunning, beautiful, the island of the gods, but it's also chaotic down in the cities, and the traffic is horrendous according to people. There are areas where Westerners would say this is dirty, this is like this. So it's like it's got it all.
Yeah.
But up where we go, this is one of the reasons we're pulling back up
Mm.
into the sort of the frequency we want to be in, which is like back with nature and back the way Bali was like 30 years ago. But it's also people complain about Bali being like that, but it's because of Westerners like us. We are the ones who brought it with us.
Mm.
The plastic, the garbage, the traffic. A lot of that is because of us.
Mm.
During lockdown, it was a completely different island. It was just like calm down. It was amazing to be here. And
How about
then we Westerners decided, let's come back, and that pulled in the workers from different islands, of course. And so we're back into that. I don't know how it's going to go with this island now when the world is continuing going in this spiral. I think more and more people are looking in this direction for an escape. So I don't know. I really care for this island. I don't want her to be more raped than she already is.
right? Yep. So you had the the world leaders come to the island a couple of years ago, and that was, I know, right? So get the hell out of here. But
I mean, G. If you ask me, G is the Freemasonic G, and also G stands for gangster. So the G20 meeting that was here.
right.
I mean, I did not. I didn't think I was a racist. I am. I really detest black limos that are forcing their way through, like, and with black windows and doing stuff to us that we have not asked for. They can just fuck off, if you ask me. That is so. During these weeks when they were here, we even had like battleships outside, on the east coast of Bali here because
Mhm.
they were here,
Yeah.
and the vibrations were so weird. It was really, really weird energy wise.
Hmm.
Like the day they left, Kim and I we were gonna drive. Uh, so we drove down the highway, and it was on the scooter, and it was like it was like this. And Kim was saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" It was like being in one of these disaster movies, like I said, "I don't know what the hell is going on," like that. And
Wow.
then we drove. We had this luxury of being able to get massages here, So we were going for a massage, and so we stopped outside this little spa type of thing, small spa, and there was this parking where there was a beautiful house, like a French colonial style. I mean, it looked a little bit worn down, and I thought, wow, that is a beautiful house. It could do with some TLC, but otherwise than that, it's a beautiful house. Like a project that somebody could put their teeth in. Anyway, we went in, we were on the massage board, and suddenly, and we went out, and the whole building had collapsed, just falling straight down.
Wow.
I mean, what kind of energies are that? It was just like weird. So I was so grateful when they buggered off. And after that, dear Mr. Hillgates, sorry, what's his name? Hellgates, I think, tried to introduce these modified like mosquitoes here, but we were able to stop that because
Oh,
that
wow.
was
Good job.
bad news. Bad news. Yeah. No, they were going to release. I think it was it 10 million every 12 days
Mm.
of these GMO mosquito modified mosquitoes. That is, yeah. But we managed to get all the way up to the top of the government and the unions and the also the intelligence age community, and with just within a few weeks, and then we managed to get it stopped. So thank God for that. But
That's
yeah,
amazing because and when I was in Florida, everybody didn't want it, but they still did it. And so
what
I guess
else is
people
new?
really need to get more involved. That's we've been saying that. It's just, we say we the people, but how many people really get involved? Very few, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do with these forces either, because just like you say, they just do.
Yeah.
We had uh, what is it called now? It's not an election. It is a when they check sort of the opinion of the people. What is it called? They it is like an
A
election,
ballot
but
type something.
yeah, not. But they anyway. So in Sweden, they had like I think 2 or 3 again about atomic nuclear power or not, and Sweden said no, no, and then they say yes. And it was like there was other
Wow.
votes like that, and I heard from the inside they said, yeah, but we just continue, we just do another one until they say what we want them to say,
Yeah.
you know. And then people say, well, we voted for it. No, you did not. They just kept pushing, manipulating, changing, you know. So yeah, we have to deal with these things in a different way.
Yeah.
And I think one of the ways that we managed to stop it here in Bali was that I was part of getting international eyes on it, so that the locals started, oh, whoa, 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 this is getting a bit uncomfortable, because normal people here had no idea what was going on, and the people in the local government, I'm sure, had no idea. They
Huh.
thought that it was. They even uh, Gates had a laboratory installed in Java where they were manufacturing and observing these horror creatures, and they said, no, no, everything is fine, we've done it for 3 years, everything is fine. So I said, okay, so have you checked out with these gene modified mosquitoes, when birds eat them, have you checked like 1 generation bird, 2 generation birds, 3 generation birds, how this affects them?
Right. Good point.
Because this is like weird things in the in nature, and like, what about, how is nature this, when this bird or this mosquito dies and rots, does it affect the ants? How does the effect, because
Soil,
these
yeah, everything.
gene modified mosquitoes, they, within 2 generations, which is very fast, the normal they've taken out the normal mosquitoes, and there's hardly any mosquitoes here, so imagine 10 millions every 12 day, and they were going to go on for I don't know how long, but we were like, this is what they're trying to do, if you ask me, is to weaponize nature so
Right.
that we will stay in the cities, where we were able to go and relax and recharge. That would become like a war zone with these horror creatures.
Hmm.
And then with geofencing, keep the mosquitoes on the outskirts, outside of the cities, and so that you're safe in the smart city. Boom, like that.
Yep. The 15-minute cities.
Yeah.
They
They
can't.
started with these mosquitoes in Maui. That was where I got, I was sort of informed about the first time. And then I saw, whoa, Maui and Lahaina, very similar to Bali, nature-wise and
Mm.
real estate-wise, and so many different areas, and so many other places also. And so I thought, oh, when I saw that now they're going to do exactly the same here, also in Florida is another one that they've been really targeting, also similar areas. So yeah, we just how to do it. We just have to improvise every time.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's been a pushback on the deep state, because we haven't seen any directed energy weapon use that I know of lately. LA was the last one. Seems like they were just doing it everywhere. And of course, Gavin Newsom was dancing around. It's like, yeah, we were talking to people in Lahaina, and we're going to like have the big money come in and buy it all up. And everybody's like, what? Like, so it's the hurricanes haven't been hitting, so they've been like going out to sea. It's like, wow, what is going on? Did they get some new counter weaponry or something? But it seems to be working pretty good, at least at this point.
Yeah, but I really think that I've always been a super optimist. Yeah, it looks scary, but in the end, it's just gonna, and we are making progress, I think, by staying positive, by staying high in spirit, high in frequency, gratitude. These things, it repels. This is maybe I'm naive, but this is what I feel. And so the more we can stay in that frequency, the more these things will fade out. The more we get into fear mode, we become part of the problem. We start attracting it. We go down in where they want us, low in frequency, where they can control us. So at this point, I just feel we've seen enough, we've heard enough of all of these whatever. I mean, how much negative information or things about how horrible things are do at least I need? I mean, what would surprise me? Nothing at this point. So my task now is to stay high in energy and create something new, to leave this. It's just like luggage. You have to let go of the suitcases of crap. They were needed for a while. We needed to understand all of this thing, and now let it go. Let it go. And because I know for sure that I had some investment in this as well, because of feeling that I was making a difference, of feeling that I was useful, and like that. But now I just feel, okay, fine. At least I feel I've done everything I can for so many years. What can I do more? Now I can focus on lifting it. Instead of, so I don't follow any news. I don't listen to anyone about now this happened, now that happened. Because if you ask me, when I look, it's like 85% are false flag operations. Like I don't even know if they happened. Like so much of this mayhem is just, it's the one course, one route for all of this. Not the world is mad, not at all. This small little group are going berserk, and so don't give them the power. It's like in Raj Yoga, there's a very, very important one that has really helped me. It's like, disregard the wicked. Disregard. Do not, because it's like, as soon as you start interacting with them, or you start arguing, or you start debating, or you start fighting with them, they got you. They got you by the balls, and they play the game. They control it. But if you just let it go, I'm not saying don't see it. I'm not saying become a wuss and stick your head in the sand. But if you transcend it, it starts fading away. That's my experience.
I agree. And you've taught us well. I've seen some of the stuff that was, I don't know if you followed the Charlie Kirk thing or not, but I looked at that and I was like, that's all fake right away. I've learned so well from you. I just looked at it, that's
Thank
fake.
you.
I looked at the Trump assassination attempt, that's fake right away, within seconds after seeing it. I was like, it's fake. It's staged. But a lot of people got sucked into it, and I think you're making a great point. If you focus on that fear and that trauma, that becomes part of your life, and you have to learn to like look beyond it, above it, around it, under it. Just get around it. It doesn't exist. Okay, that for me that doesn't exist anymore. there's still people that are like, going after it and trying to get more information. I'm like, I gave you guys all you need to know, right? And I had tons of views, and people were like, so thankful. And I was like, okay, you can go down that road if you want, but this is my expert opinion. So I think you should probably listen to an expert. But I said, yeah, it's false. It's a false flag. It's stage operation. By who? Was it a captured operation and then they staged it? I don't know. But regardless, it's time to move on. Were there good things that came out of that? Yeah. Were there bad things that came out of it? Yeah. But that's the way all these operations are. We've been talking about this for years.
I think the Charlie Kirk one is quite big, though. I think I saw it as a massive operation. I was like, whoa, this is
Yeah.
on a whole different level. And I think that one of the main reasons for that was to introduce the next vice president of the United States. If I'm correct, that is Erica Kirk, that they groomed, or not Erica Kirk that Charlie Kirk was married to. There's several of these Erica, but
Sure.
the one that held the speech to the nation and it was on stage with Donald Trump, that woman, whoever she is being groomed as the next vice president, I think.
Wow.
So,
and I didn't look at it, but there was a recent event, and JD Vance, who's vice president now, went and they did I haven't even looked at it, but they did an unusually long hug. So, and she's wearing black leather pants. She's still in mourning, right? She's wearing black leather pants. So they're unusually long hug, but so that's a very interesting point there. So they're getting comfortable with each other because they're being groomed to be the president and vice president. Wow.
no, I'm not saying his new wife, or that I don't know. No, but I'm speculating.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know Snake Eyes? I'm sure that you've been dealing with the movie Snake Eyes in your program. Yeah, with Nicolas Cage. Okay, in that movie from 1998, there was this politician called Charles Kirkland, not Charlie Kirk, but Charles Kirkland, that was shot exactly the same spot by, and in the same movie, you got the boxer that falls down, and create the chaos. So the shot is fired. Whose name is Tyler, the executioner. Okay, that on its own are just like, what are the chances of that compared to what happened? And it happened on the 10th of September and so on. I mean, the chance is one like in a trillion. It's way out there, just that one on its own. But the actress who's sitting next to Charlie Kirkland when he gets shot, the woman in white, the actress, her name is Carla Luggio, I think. And right now, she is part of a new series called Heads of State, where she plays the Vice President Elizabeth Kirk.
Whoa.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Wow. See, you just come out of hiding and just like drop bombs again. Like, God, man.
What can I say? But so I think there's something completely different going on. And have you seen where Melania Trump, no, what's her name? Trump's wife and
Melania.
Melania, sorry. They go out and suddenly there are these super singers like Celine Dion. What is that? These two are doing these incredible songs together. Look at the whole stage. All of it is like Freemasonic, the whole thing. And above the stage, it says big letters, Vivo, V-I-V-O. What does that mean? It's Spanish or Latin, and it means I live. They're saying it all over the place that the thing is, nowadays with the technology, with movie making and so on, they could make it look like perfect. There would never, ever be anyone that could spot anything. It would, boom, he was shot, stone dead. Maybe it didn't happen, maybe it didn't, but what we were being served was perfect, that you couldn't. Here it's like so clumsily made, like real bad CGI, crap, blood stops mid-air, doesn't stay in the t-shirt. All of it's made for us to see it. Otherwise we wouldn't see it.
Right.
It's made for us to start arguing with each other and all of these red herrings are built into the
That's a good
operation
point.
from day one.
To make it
Day
start an
one.
argument, yeah.
So the whole thing is like they put out these things there to, like the camera behind Charlie Kirk, this the square type camera, that is like a
Hologram.
hologram. Yeah, okay. So right away, is it a hologram? Then you see people jump into the hologram. That would not work at all. You see they jump over the table and they grab him and so on. That would not work. So it's not a hologram. And we see the shot in the head with the black pudding, whatever is coming out there.
Mhm.
That would be like the new Zapruder movie. I mean, that is a historical assassination on a very high level. That would just be like a new Zapruder movie, a historical document that should be whatever. When I checked out, there's been more than 8 million downloads and it been stopped and uploaded again. Nobody has ever claimed credit for it. Who filmed it?
Good
Who
point.
filmed it? No, you never. And
Kinda
like
like the 9/11 aircraft, you know?
yeah, but the 9/11 one, the one that we always see come in like
Just
sideways, like
disappears
the
in the building, yeah.
yeah, okay, but that one, if you look at the angle, where was it filmed from? It's the location where it was filmed from. I think it was an Iranian dentist that said to have filmed it. He would have been having to stand out in the middle of the river, up on a high tree that was not there. The angle doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You cannot film from there.
Wow.
That's just one little thing I think makes, well, if you cannot, then how can you serve me this footage? Because it cannot have been filmed the way we're being told. And so it just goes on and on and on and on with these. And also, I want to say, like, if you looked at, please go to my website, lightonconspiracies.com, where you have Charlie Kirk 1 and 2. I made 2 of these,
Oh, wow, okay.
very detailed, because it just kept going. But also the whole layout of the memorial or funeral, not that he's ever been buried, is exactly the same layout as the boxing ring in Snake Eyes. And in Snake Eyes, you have there's these Freemasonic symbols, a lot of them. It was filmed at the Taj Mahal, owned by Donald Trump. And one of the characters in Snake Eyes is also it says so in the bio over this film. It says that this character Leo Powell was based on Donald Trump. That character was based on Donald Trump. And then in the whole thing, there's one eye that is sort of like hovering above the boxing ring, one eye, and next to it it says Powell pays. So indirectly, what they're saying, Donald Trump pays. If that's based on Powell, then it's Donald Trump pays. And the one eye, the whole thing is so packed with Freemasonic symbolism.
Interesting. So you have that in these recordings?
God, yeah,
Like,
very, very
that
detailed.
shot right there is, like, very strange. It doesn't look like Donald Trump to me.
Whatever it is, which one?
Yeah, I know. There's several of
No,
them.
but okay, you got like I have a photo of Donald Trump and Charlie Kirk and Robert Kennedy Jr. They're standing on stage, so they're standing next to each other. Okay,
Right.
that's a good. You can have like that shows sort of like the difference in height.
There you go.
Officially, Donald Trump and Charlie Kirk was the same height, 6'3",
Right.
and Robert Kennedy Jr. 6'1". But here, Donald Trump and Robert Kennedy Jr. are the same length, and Charlie Kirk sticks up his head like this. Then you start looking at Charlie Kirk. You find out there's more than one. There's like, you put these faces next to each other. Yeah, they're similar, but that's absolutely not the same guy. One guy, the one that is mostly featured at Charlie Kirk, has very small teeth. Another one has quite big teeth. Another one is quite chubby and with a completely different nose. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Then you got multiple Erica Kirks. It's like they don't even
Same
look
thing. Yeah.
alike.
Nope.
Then you got like,
The
what about
kids,
the kids?
you
There are
never see
no
their
birth
faces.
cert-
Yeah.
there's no birth certificates at all. Public no public documents, no public names of them. I
No
mean, I can
death
understand
no
if
death
they didn't want to.
certificate. I mean, we could just go, but two of us could like just go on and on.
It
So,
goes on and on and on,
yeah.
and then you see, where did Erica Kirk appear from? With her background, mother in Homeland Security and all kinds of cyber security and weird stuff. Her
Yeah.
dad officially doesn't exist at all. Then you can find stuff about these people, but if you ask me, I don't even think that they're real characters. They're sort of like built identities, just like Barack Obama.
Yeah.
There is Toro that
But
constructed identities, and then
this came to me today. I was thinking about this. Barack Obama, two basically gay men. And so a family, a real wife and husband, create two children, two girls, and they give them to two gay men to raise. I'm like, how traumatizing is that for those kids? I mean, what are you thinking about here? What the God? It's crazy.
what can I say? The more I looked
All
into
right.
it,
I
when
mean,
you look into
we
their
raised our
world,
kids. We loved our kids, and you see something like that, and you're like, how can people be like that? It's just maddening.
I tell you, I've seen a lot worse. I've seen people rent out their kids into satanic rings and so on.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so I mean, gay or not gay, that's not the important thing. It's like, we're being deceived. That is the important thing.
Heck yeah. Yeah. And
Because it's
on
like,
multiple levels. Two
on
gay men
so
with two children, they claim they were theirs. It's like, and they made them. It's like, God.
yeah, Michael, sorry, Michelle, but at least be open about it. Like, yeah, I'm now the number one or whatever in the world, in
Transgender,
the
whatever.
yeah, but I just want to say it. My real name is Michael. I'm very sorry if anyone saw, but this is it. That's truthfulness. Then it's transparency. Barak should have stood up and said, "Listen, guys, I'm very sorry. My name is Barry Soitora. I actually a CIA operative. I've been prepared for this for a long time. I go under the name of Renegade. My mission is actually to destroy the U.S. from the inside. But otherwise than that, vote for me." That's transparency for you. But instead, we're being
I can handle
presented
that.
with
It's the truth. Okay. Good,
it's the
good.
truth. It's the truth. It's like I always said, like politicians, they should be like Formula One drivers. They should have like, who are their sponsors? Then oh, this dude, oh my
Good point.
God, no. But
Yeah.
that one, instead we're being
I'm going to
deceived. And
support that one. He's got, the Formula One. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
it's this whole thing being deceived
Right.
that really is not okay with me. I say transparency, including myself, whatever, bring it on.
Yeah.
I will let me take responsibility for my upcoming, downcomings, shortcomings, whatever. Transparency. Is it comfortable? Absolutely not. Is it the way to go forward? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But when you're on that level, there's no excuse for being like not the person you portray, or like one or two or three Donald Trumps. Okay, come on. We got like 4 Hillarys. Like, I was part in a book where we just compared them. They don't even look alike. It's the haircut. I tell you the thing, Michael, I found it's really interesting. When it comes to alleged mass shooters, when it comes to interesting people in this whole thing, when they want to deceive us, they give them a very special haircut. So that I think it's like we're so slow, or I don't know, brain dead or whatever. So we see that the hairdo. Don't you think that Donald, with his finances, could afford a hairdresser that knew what he was doing? I'm just asking. So his hair has been like that for a long time. But
Right.
when you look at it, you see the hair. When you got like comedians and stuff, all they have to do is put on a wig and then do a bit like this, and you start laughing. The hair. You got Boris Johnson. what is up with the hair? I was interviewed by Boris Johnson's former mistress. She was like his mistress for like 12 years, and there was a massive big scandal in England. She's got a show on her own now. She says the Boris that are there now, she doesn't know who the dude is. Never seen
Wow.
him. They don't even look alike. But we say, yes, they do. Then you got mass shooters. Look at how many mass shooters had like red hair or strange haircuts. And Hillary, how many Hillarys? Why we just see the hair? And oh, it's Hillary. Is it really put there? One young, one very old, one with hips like this, one short, one. I mean, come on. How many different Michael Jacksons were there? You know, like it's like we're being played here. We're being played. I just want be honest with me, and then let's move on.
Well, I mean, and of course, Joe Biden. That was he. I don't. The Joe Biden was the real one was gone long ago, but they kept putting someone else in, and another person in, and one person could speak, and one person's like just stumbling all over the words and falling down. It's like, just wandering around. It's like, what were they trying to do there?
What they were doing, dear
Mhm.
Mr. Michael, I will come with a suggestion for you.
Okay.
Like how did Barack Obama, how did he enter in on stage? And then let's go to Joe Biden afterwards, or what Joe Biden is doing, what his role was. Okay, so you had George Bush Sr. That's a real player for you. That is a heavy, hardcore, brutal player in this world domination game.
Oh yeah.
With Operation 40, multiple I mean, what that man had on his conscience, wow, together with Henry Kissinger, that's pure monsters for you. Then you had a joke, which was George Bush Sr., no, Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
like didn't know what he was talking about, drunk driving, playing golf. He was put there so that dad could continue business as usual. Okay. So what they needed after that was they needed to amp up the game. I'm talking about the same power structure behind the scenes. It's not left or right or Republicans or Democrats. It's behind the scenes, if I'm correct. So what they need to do sometimes is create a problem to get a reaction so that they can come with a solution. Does that sound familiar to you? So suddenly you had Boy George turning into this warmongering madman, like, so people like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Something needs to be done. Problem, reaction, solution. At that time, while all this madness was going on, nobody, I tell you, I don't know very many people that could even imagine the president being black. Now it's natural. It was not. It was not in most people's mindset. So what did they do? They made a series called 24 with Jack Bauer, with Keith Sutherland, where he was this FBI agent for the president who was black. Beautiful man, beautiful voice, beautiful values, beautiful, all of it. I mean, if you didn't fall in love with that president, I don't know what it would take. So in on stage, into our mind, I would say the first series of 24, where suddenly we started, oh, yeah, why not? Well, yeah. Well. At the same time, we had this white madman doing all kinds of horrible stuff in the end. Boy George, Jr. here, just going completely berserk. That was, if you ask me, create a problem, make him do all of this weird stuff so that we go, oh my God, and in come the solution. And in what came, this boy band creation type of individual put together so that it fitted all, not just black and white, but also like Muslim, Barack Hussein Obama. You got all of it.
Wow.
This
Yep.
beautiful character that came in on stage, where it had been prepared for years. One of them that prepared him was Bill Ayers. That was earlier on one of the targets for the operation where Elvis was involved in, when Bill Ayers was on top 10 of the wanted list for FBI. What on earth happened? But suddenly, well, there's no different type of terrorist. Now they just come sort of in high-level offices. So anyway, so in on stage, suddenly out of nowhere, where did Barack Obama come from? I don't know. Suddenly, just da da da, boom, smoke bombs and pyrotechnics and all of this, and in on stage, Barack Obama, named in Times Magazine the best president ever. He wasn't even elected. Excuse me, he wasn't even elected. Best president ever. I mean, do you see some kind of psychological operation going on here? So back to Joe Biden, create a problem. Here we have somebody who's like falls downstairs, falls off bicycles, falls all over, forgets to bring his diapers. I mean, that is sort of a problem. And so, prepare for stage entry. Donald Trump, no, we're not prepared yet. Listen, we checked out. No, they still don't like him. Let's do an assassination attempt. Yep, stage that one. Boom, okay, popularity up and in. Boom, came that. On the same time as step one in this rocket, you had Charlie Kirk, who had not yet been activated. If you ask me, created a person like an asset.
Yeah, he was definitely
Charlie
creative.
Kirk, where did he come from? Before Donald Trump? I don't know. Suddenly he flew in on Air Force Two. What on earth happened? Like they took out his casket just like they robbed the body, just like with JFK out of Dallas,
I thought
no autopsy, breaking all line. What on earth happened? It's an operation. It's a psychological operation. And they're pushing us now because they can't keep bringing Donald with the hairdo back. He has to be replaced. So some angelic type of person will be the next step. And if you ask me, this is this, whoever she is, but under the name of Erica Kirk, who is being prepared for that. She would be the one coming from outside politics, from outside a whole different arena, pure. Look at her, 2 children, and here the grieving widow in black leather pants of a fallen hero. Really, does this sound like a psychological operation to you? It does to me, big time. How can you put together, put in some sex, bring on the higher heels and leather pants and that. Yeah, but shouldn't she be grieving? Well, they're black, so who cares? Do you see? And then this whole thing about with Donald Trump, what kind of hug was that? The only time I've seen Donald Trump do that, white man overbite call, was when he was together with Jeffrey Epstein. Have you seen when they're standing there next to the dancer? Yeah. Now he did it with a grieving widow. What the hell, Donald? What the hell, if that was real? How bizarre is that? Did you see just before she came out? There's a lot of demonic things going around in this, if you ask me. Lots of Freemasonic symbolism and all kinds of satanic horror stories around it. But anyway, so when Donald is standing on stage and Erica comes in, first you have red light from above, and then that turns into like a golden halo. So first the satanic red, and then they shift it into this golden halo, and he brings her in and she hugs him like that and do that whole thing. And then he says, look at them, how much they love you. And she goes like that. I tell you, yes, it means love. And I'm going to check out, when did this turn into love? I mean, even Gene Simmons in Kiss does like that. And does he mean love? I don't think so. It's the devil's horn like that, but they mask it a bit like that. What the hell is that? Do you know, like when
I gotta admit, when I was like, it's kind of cheesy. Yeah, the tears don't seem real acting. But when she did that, I was like, oh, really? In front of everybody?
And then did you see how she just melted into Donald Trump? Like,
oh yeah.
It's like, that's not normal. And he went to that one. It's not normal. It's bizarre. It is freaking bizarre. Because please notice, what are they telling us? This is the thing. They are showing us. They have to show us. So in that whole stadium where there were 80,000, when you looked around, it looked a lot AI generated to me, the whole shebang. Look at the audience in the background. It looks very AI generated. So I don't know how many people were there at that funeral. where his family wasn't even there. But otherwise than that, why are there not like 80,000 posts on Facebook from that event where people have filmed and taken photos? There's nothing. Nothing. Oh God, I could go on for hours and hours. We're being duped, folks. We're being duped. Don't give them the power. And this whole thing now, I just heard now there's this general who says that maybe the shot was fired from the camera from behind. Michael,
They keep trying to
a,
make it fit. Yeah, I said
a
stop
mouse, a
listening to
mouse.
them. They're just gonna continually spin you in
Yeah,
another
exactly.
direction. Mm.
And please notice, where does this footage that we're being hand-fed, they drip feed us, in the beginning, they're very, very few, and then they drip feed another one, another one, another one. And in these operations,
CIA
I was from
operation. I saw that. I used to do
it.
these things in the CIA. I saw them done all over the world. It's a drip drip operation.
It's a drip. Is that even what they call it? Drip? That would be a perfect name for it. But what they do is they're built-in red herrings that are pointing in all different directions. Boom, a shot is
Where are
fired.
you out?
The
Where
red,
are you out?
the red herrings
Which is worn
activate and
out.
they keep
Chasing.
forking out.
Yeah.
They keep forking out more and more and more and more. And then I thought it was interesting because I'm really, as you know, this family in Sweden, Wallenberg, which I feel is a massive part in the deep state, who's the owner of Ericsson, among other things. And then the doctor who did the death certificate of Charlie Kirk, all of these doctors are military. All of them are military, the whole shebang. And she's working for Ericsson. Thank you so much. And interesting, I would say, connection yet again. They're all the time there in the background. Their motto is ruling without visibility. Listen to that one, ruling without visibility. Then add CIA, add Mossad, war by deception. You put the whole thing into a pot, and voila, there you go.
Voila.
Voila. It is a ratatouille. Oh, Michael, do you understand why I sometimes feel like, yeah, so what are we going to make instead? This is getting pretty ridiculous. So why focus on it? Why even give it? And I've stopped listening to everything. And
I think
because
you do
no,
have a
because
key. You just stop. You stop. Because I would chase all those, and I was like, look, see, this is stupid. See, that's stupid. That's just I'd step on it
yeah,
like a roach, or
no, but it's
stop it.
no. What I did with these Charlie Kirk presentation, when that happened, I said to Kim, listen, I know that I said that I'm gonna chill a bit here. We were in Japan at the time. This one is on another level.
Oh yeah.
I need to step it up. Is that okay? She said yes. She regretted saying yes because I just went, whoa. And no, but it's that is one very advanced operation, I must say. And then I don't know. I mean, I identified the guy who's pulled the thing on. The guy who's standing with the glasses right in front of him, who's doing this thing, whatever it is, he's activating right when the shot is fired.
Right.
If you ask me, he's the one that is sort of detonates the blood squib. Yeah. But if I'm correct, his name is Edward Gallahan. And
Gallagher.
I mean Gallagher.
Yeah.
Where they look very, very similar. And I put them up next to each other. So this dude is a guy that was accused of having murdered a 17-year-old ISIS warrior who was wounded and who stabbed him to death, and then filmed himself and his group around with the body. They even drone footage of the body lying there and stuff like that. And so his own platoon took him to court, where I think he was sentenced. And who pardoned him in 2019? Donald Trump. Here we go again. Donald Trump. Why would somebody in his position step in and pardon somebody that stabbed a wounded 17-year-old prisoner to death?
Well, there's another story on another side of that. He was, because he's a corpsman, a medic guy. They were trying to save him, and it didn't happen. So he was doing different things on him to like show his platoon, if someone's wounded this way, so they're doing.
Oh, come on,
Well,
Michael.
that's the story. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
know
believing
that was
it. I
his.
wasn't there, but that's
Okay,
the other story. That's what got him off. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that it's absolute built on bullshit, all of it. I mean, would that defend them being taking photos triumphantly, together with the corpse? It was on 60 Minutes even, where he's being interviewed about the whole thing. But the other guy, if we're correct in identifying him, the guy that stands to the right of Charlie Kirk with the glasses, it's hard to say for sure because most of this footage is a bit blurry, but it looks a lot like the new head of Secret Service, Sean Curran, like that. So here we have somebody right in front of Charlie Kirk detonating the blood squib, also being part of carrying him to the car and then going to the driver's seat, on the side of the driver's seat, boom, meaning one of the key of, not one that just was there carrying the body, but was actually part of the whole thing. That's the guy in the checkered brownish shirt thing, the guy that I think is Edward. Then you have the other guy who's there as a security, also head of Secret Service. That is not just like a low-level bodyguard like that. You see, it just goes on and on. You see, you who have been in battle zones, I ask you, Michael, I've been in war zones. If somebody fires a Mauser 3006 behind you, above you and behind you, does your body not take over if you're not like a hardened veteran and just you go for cover? And then the first thing you would do is turn around and look from where the shot was fired. Is that not a natural reaction?
Yeah, that's a natural reaction.
Yeah. Okay. So here we see, boom, shot is fired. No reaction in the crowd whatsoever. And then they start lowering. Nobody looks in that direction. I call bullshit on steroids yet again. Then you have like,
I think they had crisis actors in the crowd. There were people that were there that didn't know what was going on. They always have that.
No. All of them.
You think the whole caboodle? That's what I thought with Trump. So I wouldn't put it past
the same crowd. It's called Crowds on Demand. It's a company called crowdsondemand.com.
Crisis.
You can rent crowds. What do you mean? What do you need? 40 people, 400, 4,000.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you rent them and they fly them in.
We'd take down cruise ships. We'd have these people that would come in. They were all military though, and then they started taking it out. Disney got involved with it, built towns for us, all kind of crazy stuff. So
I rest my case. But I tell you, when you look at the crowd at that place, because there's one thing that I look for is like Fletcher Prouty, one person that I really admired. He was in Black Ops for many years. He's the Mr. X in the JFK movie, and he became a whistleblower after the JFK assassination. I learned so much from him. He said, when you look at these operations to find out what actually happened, don't look at what happened, look at what did not happen that normally should have happened. And so we see all of these natural things that doesn't occur. That is a dead giveaway of something fishy going on. And so, for instance, why are there not like 4,000 photos from this presentation of Charlie Kirk? I mean, people take photos of the hamburger and put on Facebook. Why are there not all of these, from while he was talking? Where are all the cameras? You don't see any of them except right in the front. Then you have the reaction, the way they reacted, completely odd towards, or if you compare to how normal people would react in a situation like that. You can see also when you zoom in, if you know what to look for, you can see that there are people that are controllers of the crowd that are going like this, and everybody dives. It's the same crowd, more or less. It would not surprise me if it was the exact same crowd as when the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. Exact same crowd, all of them white. There's more or less. There was one
I
black.
still, because I know David Rodriguez, he had people that were there, so I think there were still sprinkled people that weren't
For sure,
part of it. Yeah,
for sure,
but they were.
for sure.
If everybody around you is going down and they're
You
like
follow.
screaming, you're gonna be like, whoa, whoa, and then you're gonna get
Yeah,
sucked into it. Yeah,
for sure, for sure. You see the bodyguard, the bald, heavy-set guy with
right.
the glasses. That was he was sort of. If you look at Charlie Kirk, he was to the right. Shot is fired. He doesn't even flink.
No,
He
no.
he, he doesn't
I said
flink
the
at
same thing. The bodyguard guys, they didn't react right. They were
not
already
at all.
they're already
They are the one.
programmed what they were going to do, and they reacted. Now you talk about the hologram thing. There was one shot, and I pointed this out, where a guy jumped through a table, and it was like,
Yeah, it's
oh, there was a table
for
that
sure.
fell, and
There's
a chair, he
yeah.
jumped
There's
through it.
the chair and the table does like this, go in and out. It's
Yes,
CGI. It's CGI.
right.
So they
Inserted, or it was a hologram
messed
or
with it.
something. Yeah,
But I mean, the thing is, with these type of things, you have to ask yourself, who controls the crime scene? Who can control the evidence? Who can control media? Who can control the police coming or going? Who can control that there's no ambulances? Who can control the crowd? Who you have to ask yourself, who can control the autopsy? Who can control all of these things? And you will see that here nothing of the what normally would have happened.
no.
Instead, it was being controlled. Who has
The
that
stage event,
power?
whether
It's a
people want to
big,
accept it or not. I know there's
yeah,
people
but
that
not only
knew people that were
staged,
there, but it was staged. Yeah.
just like you say,
Houdini, he made elephants disappear, and everybody's like, "Oh, they disappear." They just changed the stage so that they were in a different angle, but they were still there. So people don't want to accept that it's a possibility they could be fooled. They were. So it's the whole world to a certain extent. But I pointed out, you get shot in the neck like that, it's going to blow a hole so big, and there's going to be blood spurting like crazy. None of that. So
I
when I
mean,
saw that, it's like, oh, it's bullshit right away. Bullshit. And,
if you hit,
it
and
came
if you
out
hit
like black pudding. I was like, no, that's not blood.
that right there, and also the way that he would have been thrown back so violently.
In the opposite
It's
direction. If I slap you upside this, you're not going to go into the slap. So it's like, come on.
it's just all of it is just nope. So I'm sure that he's enjoying himself. That version of Charlie Kirk somewhere in Valhalla, I'm sure.
All yeah,
And
where they send people on protective. I don't know. Maybe Elvis went there for a while. So
he was actually on an island, so maybe that was the island.
yeah,
So yeah,
they say it's like New Zealand or something.
yeah. There is one photo of Tyler Robinson, the guy that they claim did the shooting. Very strange. I mean, these photos of this man, it's like all of them are like very weird. You see he's standing by his bed, and the bed is like very high, like a hospital bed, but it's not a hospital bed. And then he's standing by his computer, and on the computer there is a Google map up. And when we zoomed in on that Google map, we managed to find where this Google map was from, and it's from an island in New Zealand called Goat Island. I mean, they love the goat as well. We're back to the satanic thing. So it's called Goat Island. And on that Goat Island, there's like an 8-minute drive to a place called Valhalla, which is a Danish retreat. And so that is what is on that, so it's like all of these leads, once again, they're showing us what they're doing.
Right.
I think that Erica, the one that was Erica while they were married, and Charlie Kirk with the small teeth, that Charlie and Erica, I think that they're in Israel, in Tel Aviv somewhere,
Right.
being invited by Benjamin the Monster Netanyahu beforehand. I mean, that on its own, how can they be friends? How can they, how it makes no sense whatsoever. But in the background, when you see how this game is played, you see, it's a completely, you have to have a helicopter view to understand these operations. Otherwise, you will
You can't get
completely lose.
emotional because people get emotional. There's like, oh my God, they killed him. No, they didn't kill him. Come on. Just take a breath and start to look at everything and you'll get it. Because there's other guys that have looked at, I'm not going to name any names, but they were pretty adamant. And I was like, yeah, here's this, and this. And, you want to believe what you want to believe.
But
And now they're starting to shift
yeah,
over time.
exactly. It's
Mhm.
like, but Michael, you've been to war zones. If
Yeah.
somebody was shot in the neck, I mean, this is not a place where there's not blood. This is one of the main arteries up on the throat. It is like a massive blood that
Yeah.
would also pump out, and a hole from a 3009, 3006. I mean, if it's hit in the head disappears almost. It's a powerful gun. It's a hunting rifle, and it was in both world wars. I mean, so that on its own, and then you have, when you zoom in, you see the t-shirt doesn't even get white. When you zoom in, when they start carrying him away from the table, his t-shirt is white. When they carry him to the car, the very same people, I would say, that was the center of this operation, the ones that went and left in the car, except for one that stayed and filmed the whole thing from the side. Otherwise than that, there's no blood dripping all the way to and into the car. Come on, that on its own, it's a dead giveaway of nothing happened.
Yeah.
And then you go to charliekirk.com. It's still in present. They haven't, I don't know now, but like a week or two after it happened, there was this, we're very sorry Charlie has passed, but otherwise than that, the whole website is still in presence. Charlie Kirk is the founder. He is this, he is that. You had at the funeral, there were several people there. What was his name? Reverend Rob, what was his name? Rob Davis. He also a military in the back. They're militaries, all of the, and I saw Candace Owens. She was doing about Turning Point. She said it was so amazing because it was almost like a military operation. And then now she's looking into it and she's finding, whoa, all of the key people are connected to the military. We're being duped. That's what I'm saying. Don't buy into
military
it.
operation. Yeah.
The whole thing is a massive, big psychological operation. I was on a show in England, James Delingpole, and he interviewed Charlie Kirk some years ago. And he said it was very strange because this charismatic person that he had been told about, oh, he's on the uprising, he's like all of this, and then he met this Charlie Kirk, timid, was like he was just reading out of a script. He was sort of like, and so I said, which one was it? Was it the one with the big teeth or small teeth, or the one with the wide nose? Because he was in England. Charlie Kirk was being launched in the US, I would say, but
Yeah.
maybe they shared sort of like, okay, you go there, you do, it's at this point, it's low key, so just do whatever. So he did an interview with Charlie Kirk, but he's like, who met him and then who saw the assassination. He saw my presentation. He's like, I don't know who I met. I'm not sure. And you know, so it's I've been to, like, when there was a mass shooting in Copenhagen, there was this film director that said to be shot who tried to intervene and was shot by the terrorists, two Palestinian, or one Palestinian guy, Palestinian, and not at all. But anyway, so he was dead. And then I did a presentation. I went straight to Denmark when it happened, while this whole thing was still going on, police, military in the street. I was taking groups around saying, listen, this is what I think. Shit's scary. But anyway, so I pointed out all of these things with the military in the background. So I also did a presentation at the Open Mind Conference. And at that, from the audience, this guy came up to me and he said, listen, I was this film director's best friend. Is he dead? And I said, are you asking me? I should be asking you, is he dead? Because I completely doubt it, but you should know. He said it was so weird because, like, they were there in the family, so weird things around the family, and suddenly the family just disappeared. And then I found the same dude or somebody that looked almost identical with the same name moving into almost the same address 3 years later. I mean, the arrogance. The arrogance. He was on Facebook for a little while, and then his sister just said, "Ooh, is this clever?" Boom, it was taken down again. It's just like, what was the seven? I forgot the name, and all of the people on board. What was the name of the 7 Up on the rocks? The space shuttle then went down, and it turned out all of them are still alive.
Yeah.
What was the name?
The Challenger.
The Challenger. Yes, thank you. All of them still around. They're
Yeah.
not.
Unbelievable.
They haven't even changed their name. The level
Not at
of
all.
arrogance.
And they're like, yeah, that was my brother,
My twin brother.
my twin
Yeah.
brother, or yeah. So
No, I'm not Richard. I'm Dick. Do you know? Like it's like, yeah. Anyway, we can go on and on and on, but it's really good to see you again, Michael.
wow, this turned out to be an awesome conversation. So on many different levels. So yeah, it's so a lot of people are like, I support Trump, but I'm like, I watch. I want it to be a certain way. I want to believe things are going a certain way, but on another level, I'm like, that doesn't fit. He just recently got vaccinated with COVID and flu. I'm like, I thought we're not doing that anymore. What? And you just got vaccinated? So there's all these different things, that keep inserting, and you see him like we're talking about. Yeah, which Trump was it? So we know there's different Trumps out there. I pointed that out for a long time. So again, what do you believe? What's he wasn't that he was definitely not shot in the ear, because you can see his ear is not deformed.
And
So,
once again,
and
they're
he says, yeah, I
showing
got
us.
shot in the ear. And then he's like, and he was on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's like looking at his ear. Joe Rogan should have known better, but Joe Rogan's not going to push it, So he's like, your ear got shot? And he's like, oh, yeah. And he just left it at that. It's not a
Okay,
mark on his
so
ear. It's perfect.
so what would an ear look like if it had been shot with an AR?
Oh, it'll have been
a mess.
massively traumatized.
Yeah, that's so
Massively.
that on its own.
Just nicked. You can't just nick the skin, the soft tissue like that from a high-powered bullet that's traveling at crazy speeds.
Plus, he would have been deaf as well. It's like
probably been deaf in that ear. Yeah, probably would have blown the eardrum. Would have
that on its
blown
own
that ear up. It would have been
that
swollen and all kind of traumatized. And
his doctor said a 2 centimeter wound, 2 centimeters. That is wider than my finger. That is from his doctor, 2 centimeters. That is a massive hole in an ear, and then it healed. It's a miracle. I call bullshit, 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 and I don't want to spend more of my precious life on
bullshit.
Yep. It's like, how many times do you have to be con to start seeing, like, listen, maybe I'm focusing in the wrong place. Maybe I shouldn't trust any of them, because when you see who is behind the scenes pulling the strings, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You are being played. It's like, okay, which finger do you want? Oh, look, you can move this finger or that finger. You elect this one or that one. All the hand belongs to me. So, yeah, I would strongly say I've listened, I've said it before, to what Donald Trump has been talking about, maybe 8 minutes in total in my whole life. I don't listen. Joe Biden, maybe 3.5. I don't listen to these people because I know they're playing me. It's a game. It's a stage. And they're trying to distract my attention and go in a certain way. I would say, instead of focusing on what they're saying, look at their actions, and also look at this 350 degree around them. What the hell is going on? Oh,
so
the
that's
ear.
not. This is 9 hours ago. So you see this is the right ear, the one that was shot supposedly.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
come
no
on.
damage, guys. So
I'd say
whatever game they're playing, whoever, whatever. I'm like, okay. Again, you just don't get wrapped up in it. Don't get emotional with it. Just be observant. If things work out a certain way, great. If they don't, they're like, they're still playing us. So that's just the way that the game is right now. I've been on the backside. I've seen all this. I've heard these guys talk. Once you hear them, you can't forget it. And it's all so manipulated, and it's horrifically manipulated. You don't want to know.
One of my friends is John Barber, who is a 5-time Emmy awarded TV producer or TV host. And he was also the inventor of reality TV. Amazing guy, absolutely amazing guy. I asked him one time, because I was very confused, because I saw these people that were in a certain way when the camera was on. And then when they switched off the camera, you had this asshole appearing. Like, what the hell? You're so charming, you're so nice. And then suddenly the camera's off and it's some kind of diva that behaves and treats people really bad. I was like, I've seen that. And I was like, Kim and I call it 2D reality and 3D reality. How they are on screen, that's 2D. And then 3D when you meet them in real life. It's like, what? So, and I prefer when they sort of match. So I asked John Barber, who had all of the movie stars for many years. He had hundreds of guests on his shows. I mean, Kirk Douglas and you name it, all of these, Burt Lancaster, all of them. And I said, have you ever experienced anything like that? And he said, with everyone except for 2, that they are camera on, one type of personality, camera off, a different one. So every time, whatever we see, it's when the camera's on. We don't see how they are when the camera's turned off. But that's where the real truth shows itself, I think. So this is where we should try and find out.
Yeah.
So for me, it's very confusing, Michael, that how anyone can trust in Trump after being played. I mean, just the ear thing, just that one, that shows you he's a con man. He is very obviously lying about his ear. If he's capable of lying about his ear on that scale to the whole world, could it be possible that he was not truthful with other stuff? And like I said before, I'm not into politics. I don't listen. I track down criminals. And what can I say? I wish for the best as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, well, maybe they're playing us because of this, and I'm like, okay, maybe, but I just keep an eye on it. Just you can't get wrapped up in it. Same thing. But you see, like you're saying, that was a lie. I know because I've been in situations where sometimes you have to lie. So I don't like it, but it is what it is. Maybe it's like that so that they could take out the bad guys. I don't know. So that's what I want to believe, but I'm very skeptical sometimes. Like when I just talked about the booster and because that's gonna make people think that it's okay to still do that, and it's like, come on.
But who was the one promoting the vaccines back in 2020?
Right.
Trump was massively promoting it. I mean,
and just brought in a bunch of the people that were involved in that and said how great they were. So you got to look at it all, guys. I know, right? You got to look at it all and go, it's just too much of that.
Listen, life is simple. 1 + 1 = 2. If you don't lie, it's simple. If you lie, it's a different ball game. And
Good point.
okay, maybe you have to lie to get the bad guy, whoever the bad guy is. I mean, what does that even mean?
All
That
right.
I'm a bad guy for the people I'm exposing. What is good and what is bad? What is a terrorist? It's somebody who's on the other side of the opinion of something. They're the terrorist. On the other side, they're the terrorist. I mean, what does that even mean? But it's like, when it's really hurting people, that's when I react. And here we have somebody in a key position when it comes to the whole world and its future. So I think, come on, be transparent, be honest, show us who you are. Otherwise, do not be there. Don't be taking this seat that should be very sacred for somebody who means well, if you believe in that. But I mean, that is what we've been presented, that this is the one that would lead us out of this madness. Well, I'm sorry. I think the one you've been waiting for is you. The one I've been waiting for is me. Take the power back, not in a violent way, but take it back. Stop believing all of this. Don't trust your eyes and ears. They will be the ways that they will trick you and make you confused. And it's called mind control for a reason. They can get in there and mess with your mind. The thing that should be guiding you is your heart. Be the light, just like Michael has on his t-shirt. The heart is not easy to manipulate. That's the one. You know it.
Point. Yeah.
You know it in your heart, even though you so want to believe your mind. In your heart, you know, that's not true. That is not true. This is true. That is not. The more you start listening to that, but you have to quiet this one because that one has a tendency to just spin. But the more that one goes quiet, the more you start listening and can hear this very silent whisper. Follow that whisper, your life will be better. And the life around you for other people will be better as well. Let the heart be your guide. That is the one, I think so.
It's so perfect. So beautiful. So beautiful. Now, I don't know if you're up for it, but last few minutes, let's go with Humanity's Hero.
I tell you, I was crying my eyes out. I was so touched. It was at a retreat here in Bali, and there was this woman who came on her own from Stockholm, flew to go to a retreat with my spiritual teacher, Nelanie Chelaram. And I was like, how did you know about Nelanie? No, she had heard me mention her 100 times. So she thought, oh, so she signed up for that. And anyway, I was giving a speech there. So she said she wanted to meet me. And anyway, so she and a friend in Stockholm, her name is Johanna, and Stephen had composed this song called Humanity's Hero and was giving it to me. I mean, my God. Oh, yeah. So thank you for wanting to share it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So, I mean, there's what better way to share with somebody that you care about than making a song for them. Really nice. It's in my Dropbox. Up. See if it'll play now. There we go. In a world of shadows, he walks with light. Sees the hidden truths in plain sight. In Bali's calm, he finds his peace, seeking truth that never ceases. Meditation with the rising sun. Beneath
I think it stopped.
spirits are written. Eyes wide open, never dim. Through the agenda, he sees them. A seeker of truth in every flight. Humanity's hero shining bright. From the island's breeze to city's roar, he knows what's hidden at the core. Loving humanity with all his might, a beacon in the darkest night. He feels the pulse of global schemes, but never loses sight of dreams. Spiritual awareness lights his way. In Bali's beauty, he finds sway. His path he treads so bold. He never bends, he never folds. From deceits and lies he breaks the chains. A
so enlightened with no restraints. He treads so bold, he never bends, he never folds from the seat. And lies he breaks the chains, but so enlightened with no restraints.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's
Thank you,
you.
Mark.
That's you, man.
That is so.
That's all of
I
us,
don't-
really. Ultimately.
Yeah. But thank you for sharing it.
All right. Thank you, sir. And Light on Conspiracies. Get the links in the description box and it's been in the chat. So thank you so much, Ole. It's great to see you back again. Look forward to the next show.
Sounds great. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye,
night, everyone.
Tracy.